After your relatives saw you, they said you're very. My beloved child, don't skip, don't rush past this moment, because what I'm about to unveil will change how you see yourself, your past, and your future. This is not an accident, and you are not here by coincidence. Something huge is waiting for you, and if you stay with me till the end, the meaning behind those words, "you're very," will open a doorway inside you that you didn't even know existed. Think back to that exact moment. The door. The first step you took into the room. The way the air felt different for just a heartbeat. You may have thought it was just another family gathering, another ordinary day. But the universe knew otherwise. The universe had been preparing that moment for you, long before you even walked into that room. Don't skip, my beloved child. Every second of that memory holds a message meant only for you. When your relatives first saw you, there was a pause. A tiny, almost invisible silence. Conversations dipped for half a second. Eyes turned. Faces shifted. Hearts reacted before their minds could catch up. They weren't just looking at you. They were feeling you. The words escaped their lips almost without control, "You're very," and then that little pause. That unfinished sentence. That hanging energy. That space after, "you're very," you might have laughed it off, shrugged, changed the topic. But that incomplete phrase carries an entire prophecy, one that your soul has been waiting to hear. My beloved child, don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you, and you must stay till the end to truly see what was happening in that room. From the moment they looked at you, something in their spirit recognized something in yours. They saw a glow, a calm, a quiet strength that you may not even see when you look in the mirror. Their minds tried to reach for words. You're very different, you're very bright, you're very beautiful, you're very successful, you're very changed, but their tongues couldn't quite catch the right one. That's why they stopped at, "you're very," because no single word could contain what you have become. Hear me, my beloved child, that pause was sacred. Don't skip. In that pause, your relatives were processing your growth, your evolution, your energy. They were comparing the old you to the you standing right in front of them, and deep inside, they knew something powerful had shifted. The way you carried yourself. The way your eyes held a calm fire. The way your presence filled the room without saying a word. They saw the battles you never explained. They felt the peace you never boasted about. They sensed the strength you never forced on anyone. Something huge is waiting for you. And this is the universe's way of saying, look. You are being seen now. Stay till the end. My beloved child, notice the details. That's where the message is. The slight widening of an ant's eyes when she first saw you. The quick double take from a cousin who hadn't seen you in a while. The whispered comment between two relatives who thought you couldn't hear. Wow, they're very, very what? Very changed. Very glowing. Very put together. Very calm. Very successful. The universe left it open for a reason. That blank space after, "you're very," is an invitation for you to finally decide who you are. Don't skip this part. For so long, other people tried to define you. They tried to put labels on you. They tried to keep you in the version of you that they were comfortable with, the one they could predict, control, or overlook. But after your relatives saw you this time, they couldn't do that anymore. Because the person who walked in was not the same soul who used to shrink in the corner, apologize for existing, or dim their own light so no one else would feel uncomfortable. You walked in with a different energy. This time, your silence spoke louder than your words. Your presence announced you before your mouth could. Your energy entered the room 3 seconds before your feet actually did. My beloved child, something huge is waiting for you, and that, you're very. Was the universe confirming that the shift within you has started to echo outside of you? Stay till the end, and I will help you see exactly what they were seeing, even if they couldn't say it. You may have noticed how some of them tried to act casual. A quick comment. A half smile. You look different. You've changed. You're very, and then another topic. They changed the subject, but their eyes didn't lie. Don't skip the truth hidden in those little reactions. They didn't just see how you dressed. They saw how you carried your pain. They didn't just notice your body. They noticed your boundaries. They didn't just recognize your achievements. They sensed your alignment. They may not use words like energy, frequency, or aura, but their souls felt it. The human part of them tried to find a normal explanation, but the deeper part of them simply stood in awe. My beloved child, hear this clearly. They were looking at someone who chose healing over bitterness. Someone who chose growth over stagnation. Someone who chose self-respect over people-pleasing. You. Don't skip. Let this sink into your heart. The reason they couldn't finish the sentence, "you're very," is because you are not meant to be finished. You are still unfolding. You are still expanding. You are still becoming. One word cannot summarize a living miracle. And you, my beloved child, are a living miracle. Something huge is waiting for you. Stay till the end. Do you remember how some of them kept asking questions? So, what have you been up to? Where are you working now? Are you still doing that thing? You seem different. Happier. What changed? Those questions were not just curiosity. They were doorways. Doorways for your new reality to be spoken aloud. Some were genuinely curious. Some were secretly impressed. Some were quietly intimidated. Some even felt triggered by your glow, though they may never admit it. But none of them could deny it. You are not who you once were. My beloved child, don't downplay this. Don't skip it. Too often you've made yourself small when others noticed your growth, brushing it off as nothing, as just trying, as I got lucky. No. This is not luck. This is not random. This is not accidental. This is the result of every night you cried but chose not to give up. Every time you were misunderstood but chose not to harden your heart. Every time you were disappointed but chose not to lose faith. Your glow is earned. Your peace is earned. Your confidence is earned. Something huge is waiting for you, and now the outer world is finally reflecting what the inner world has been quietly building. Stay till the end, my beloved child. Let's go deeper. Think about the version of you they remembered. The one who doubted themselves. The one who second-guessed every decision. The one who cared more about being liked than being honest. The one who would say, yes, when everything inside screamed, no. That version of you was real. That version of you was doing their best. That version of you deserves compassion. But that version of you is no longer in charge. The you who walked into that room after time, distance, pain, healing, lessons, and breakthroughs, that you is different. Your relatives felt it. Even the ones who never say anything deep. Even the ones who only talk about money, gossip, or surface topics. Even the ones who once underestimated you. Don't skip the significance of that. The universe loves to use familiar faces to show you that you have outgrown the old story. Not so you can feel arrogant, but so you can finally feel ready. Ready to step into the life that matches who you've become. My beloved child, after your relatives saw you, and they said, "You're very." With that pause, somewhere deep within you, a quiet voice whispered, "Yes. I am." You may have ignored it. You may have brushed it aside. You may have felt shy or even uncomfortable with their praise or attention. But that small inner voice was the voice of your higher self, agreeing with the recognition. You are very what? Very strong. Very protected. Very guided. Very chosen. Very aligned. Very blessed. Very powerful. Very magnetic. Very unforgettable. The universe left it unsaid so that you, my beloved child, could fill the space with truth instead of repeating the old lies you used to believe about yourself. Don't skip this chance. For years, you may have believed you were too much or not enough. Too emotional. Too quiet. Too loud. Too shy. Too bold. Not talented enough. Not smart enough. Not pretty enough. Not worthy enough. But when your relatives saw you this time, that energy shattered. Because what they saw was someone who had finally stepped out of the shadows of other people's expectations. Someone who decided, I am not too much. I am not enough. I am exactly who I'm meant to be, and I'm growing into even more. Something huge is waiting for you, and that something begins with this realization: you no longer fit in the small box that others once placed you in. Stay till the end, my beloved child. Notice how some of them struggled to categorize you. Before, you fit a simple label. The quiet one. The funny one. The shy one. The black sheep. The emotional one. The one who hasn't figured it out yet. But this time, when they saw you, your aura, your composure, your subtle confidence, they realized, you have become too multidimensional to be reduced to a stereotype. They might say, you're very mature now. Or, you're very serious these days. Or, you're very successful now. Or, you're very different. But even those words fall short. Because they can only name what they can see. The universe, however, knows what it has placed inside you. That is why, my beloved child, I am telling you, don't skip over this moment as if it were ordinary. It is a spiritual checkpoint. A turning point. A divine signal. Something huge is waiting for you. Not just compliments. Not just attention. But alignment. Alignment with people who see you clearly. Alignment with opportunities that match your growth. Alignment with paths that honor your gifts. Stay till the end. My beloved child, feel into this. Your relative's reaction was a mirror, but it was not your final definition. It was just the universe gently saying, "Do you see now? Do you see how far you've come? Do you see that you are ready for more? It is time for you to answer that unspoken sentence." After your relatives saw you, they said, "You're very. Now it is your turn to complete it. I am very worthy of love. I am very capable of success. I am very deserving of peace. I am very powerful in my authenticity. I am very ready for the blessings coming my way." Don't skip. Speak it, even if only in your heart. Because the universe moves in the direction of your agreement. When you agree with your greatness, not from ego, but from truth, you open doors that have been waiting, locked, for you to finally say, "Yes. That's me. I'm ready." Something huge is waiting for you, my beloved child. But it needs your permission. Stay till the end. You may think, "But I still have flaws. I still make mistakes. I still doubt myself sometimes. How could they see me as very anything?" Listen to me carefully. Your radiance does not come from perfection. It comes from honesty. It comes from resilience. It comes from the way you keep showing up, even when it's hard. Your glow is not manufactured. It is earned in the quiet. In the nights you chose to heal instead of hurting others. In the moments you forgave when you could have stayed bitter. In the seasons where you had nothing but faith, and still decided to trust. That's what they felt. They couldn't name it. They couldn't explain it. So all they could say was, "You're very," the rest, my beloved child, cannot be spoken. It can only be felt. Don't skip over your own becoming. Something huge is waiting for you, not in some distant future, but beginning now. The way people see you is changing. The way energy responds to you is changing. The way rooms feel when you enter is changing. Have you noticed? People who once ignored you are now curious about you. People who once doubted you are now watching you. People who once tried to overshadow you now quietly respect you. This is not to inflate your ego. It is to remind you that elevation is happening. You are rising. Stay till the end. My beloved child, some of your relatives sensed something else, too: protection. There is a light around you now. A shield. A presence. Even those who may carry envy or judgment feel that they cannot touch you the same way anymore. Not because they suddenly changed, but because you did. You no longer stand in the middle of their projections. You stand inside your purpose. That's why they hesitated. That's why they paused at, "You're very," because deep down, they felt this. You're very untouchable now. You're very guarded by something higher. You're very beyond our old opinions. Don't skip the comfort in that. The universe has been rearranging your energy, closing old doors, cutting invisible cords, removing you from spaces where your spirit was not honored. And now, when you return, whether physically, emotionally, or energetically, people cannot interact with you the way they used to. Your soul has leveled up. Something huge is waiting for you. New circles, new rooms, new connections that don't just say, "You're very," but actually add, "You're very valuable here. You're very appreciated. You're very supported. You're very loved." Stay till the end. Think of how your energy has become magnetic. You don't chase in the same way. You don't beg to be seen. You don't force closeness with people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Instead, you sit in your truth. You focus on your path. You nurture your peace. You pour into yourself. You keep your heart soft but your boundaries firm. That, my beloved child, is irresistible energy. That is why their eyes lingered. That is why they spoke softly. That is why the room felt different when you stepped in. Don't skip over this. You no longer enter as someone who needs validation. You enter as someone who already knows who they are, and that changes everything. After your relatives saw you, they said you're very, very sure of yourself. Very rooted. Very calm. Very present. Even if they didn't say those exact words, their souls recognized it. Something huge is waiting for you, and you are finally standing in the version of yourself that can receive it without self-sabotage. Stay till the end, my beloved child. Let's look at another layer, the future. Their reaction was not just about who you are today. It was a preview of how the world will respond to you as you keep evolving. Today, it's relatives saying, "You're very," soon, it will be strangers. Soon, it will be employers, partners, clients, friends, communities, audiences, souls you haven't even met yet. You're very talented. You're very inspiring. You're very good at what you do. You're very healing to be around. You're very easy to trust. You're very rare. Don't skip this. The universe is training you to become comfortable with being seen. For so long, you hid. You dimmed your gifts. You silenced your truth. You played it safe so that no one would reject the real you. But now, the real you is the only you that exists. And the world is responding. Something huge is waiting for you. Attention, yes, but more importantly, impact. You are being prepared to touch lives simply by being who you are. Stay till the end. My beloved child, some of your relatives, without realizing it, spoke prophecy over you with those simple words, "You're very." Think of it not as a statement, but as a seed. A seed that will grow into, "You're very successful in your calling. You're very loved in your relationships. You're very abundant in every area. You're very fulfilled in your purpose. But for that seed to grow, you must water it with agreement, action, and belief. Don't skip the work that comes with the recognition. Being seen is not the destination. It is a signpost. The journey continues. You are still learning. You are still healing. You are still refining your gifts. You are still understanding your own heart. And that is beautiful. Something huge is waiting for you, but it doesn't require you to be perfect. Only willing. Only present. Only honest. Stay till the end. Notice too how, after that encounter, you felt different. Maybe you left that gathering feeling strangely seen. Maybe you replayed their comments in your mind. Maybe a part of you felt proud, and another part felt uncomfortable. That's normal. You are stepping into a new self-image. You are used to seeing yourself through old eyes, the eyes of your insecurity, your past mistakes, your childhood wounds. But now, life is asking you to see yourself through the eyes of your evolution. My beloved child, don't skip this inner shift. You can no longer cling to the story of, "I'm not that special." Because the energy you carry now says otherwise. The way rooms respond to you says otherwise. The way the universe keeps aligning confirmation after confirmation says otherwise. You don't have to brag. You don't have to announce it. You don't have to explain it. Just accept it. After your relatives saw you, they said you're very. Now, say it with me in your heart, I am very blessed to be who I am. I am very protected on my path. I am very guided by something greater. I am very ready for what's next. Something huge is waiting for you. Don't skip it by shrinking. Stay till the end. My beloved child, the way they looked at you. Some with softness, some with surprise, some with unspoken respect, was the universe's way of placing a mirror in front of your soul. To show you, the work you've done on the inside is visible now. The healing is not invisible anymore. The growth is not imaginary. You are not the only one who feels it. Others can see it too. And if they can see it, opportunities can see it. Blessings can see it. The right people can see it. Your energy is your introduction before you even speak. Don't skip your own radiance. Something huge is waiting for you. The reservations you used to have about yourself are being replaced with revelations. Revelations like, I am not behind. I am right on time. I am not lost. I am being led. I am not lacking. I am becoming. I am not forgotten. I am being revealed. Stay till the end, my beloved child. Here is the truth that ties everything together. After your relatives saw you, and they said, you're very. They were giving language, imperfect, partial language, to a divine reality. You are very much becoming who you were always meant to be. You are very much stepping into your light. You are very much outgrowing the old story. You are very much ready for rooms you used to feel unworthy of. You are very much aligned with a future that fits your soul. The universe used their eyes, their words, their silence, and their reactions to whisper to you, look. This is what happens when you choose yourself. This is what happens when you heal. This is what happens when you refuse to give up. Don't skip this encouragement. Every time you doubt yourself, remember that moment. Remember the way the energy shifted when you walked in. Remember the way their eyes lingered. Remember the way their sentence hung in the air, "You're very." Let that be a reminder, nothing about you is ordinary. Something huge is waiting for you. More love, more peace, more alignment, more purpose, and it is not a question of if, but when. And the when, my beloved child, begins the moment you stop seeing yourself as who you were, and start standing as who you are. Don't skip this final truth: you were never meant to fit neatly into their expectations. You were meant to surprise them. You were meant to grow beyond what they imagined. You were meant to walk into rooms and silently prove that healing is real, that change is possible, and that destiny is stronger than doubt. After your relatives saw you, they said you're very. The universe smiles and finishes the sentence, you're very loved. You're very chosen. You're very necessary. You're very prepared. You're very ready. Something huge is waiting for you, my beloved child. Now it is your turn to walk forward like you believe it.